In this video, I will be talking about the management at a company named Google. So what's going to be talked about and covered in the video, briefly we're going to have a description of what is Google, of what's going to be said uh, in the video as the chapters covered in the book, in a little executive summary and an introduction of Google as a whole too, in the chapters and the content too. We're going to have the two chapters, and then we're going to have a little conclusion of what I've just covered throughout the whole video. So just to give you a brief description of Google, well, obviously, you all know what Google is that a worldwide search engine on the internet, that it's the most used search engine and the most visited site in the world that offers services in multiple different languages. So Google, we know that's an American multinational technology company that is specialized in internet related services. Not long ago, Google has introduced Alphabet, which now looks at a wide variety of other projects. It's just like at the top of a little different branches, like Google actually is right now. If we do an estimation of Google, well, they have around most than a million servers and data around the world, so we can see why Google is that much big, that much visited, and the most used search engine all around the world today. So what's going to be covered in this video is the chapters 11 and 12, which are covering managing, maintaining, and seeking a diverse workforce, and also about motivation. So just to do a little introduction, with almost 74,000 employees, well, Google needs to have an effective and efficient management of people. So a management is just to get the work done that achieve the organization goals with a minimum effort, time, and waste. To motivate their employees, well, they have various and different methods to do so. They focuses on interpersonal qualities, just so that the human contact, the human relationships are very based on how they motivate, and then they had different things to help employees to get motivated at work and do the best they can. And they also seek and look for a diverse workforce, and they're also looking to maintain it as much as possible. So the first chapter that we're going to look in this video today is chapter 11, diverse workforce. So Google, well, Google wants the company itself, the work environment, the place, to be a place where people of different backgrounds and experiences come in to do their best work. So they want to have the most diverse workforce as possible. They also want their employees to feel that they belong in the place, that they belong in the workplace, in the environment, in the building, and they belong in the company itself. Not only just, well, I come in and I do my work and I get out, and I don't have that feeling of comfort, because Google wants their employees to be comfortable, because they know that's going to improve their efficiency, their effectiveness, and their work will be a lot better with that. Um, Google are not there yet. They don't have as much as a diverse workforce that they would want to, but they're very working towards that goal to be more diverse as possible, and they're doing the right thing right now. And two values that are critical to their success is diversity and inclusion. So like we said before, they want the company to be a place when people of different backgrounds come in and feel that they belong here. So also they also feel that challenging bias is the right thing to do. So when you combine all those things, we can see that Google are doing the right thing right now and trying to develop and seek a diverse workforce, but also to maintain it, to make sure that it's going to stay there and that people are comfortable and that they're one of the biggest diverse company in the world. Google also currently has 4 commitments to improve their diversity. As you can see here, they want to share their progress towards a more representative Google all around the world. So yes, it's known worldwide right now, but it's just simply known as a search engine. But Google wants to be recognized as a diverse company, so that's what they want to do also. They want to expand access to careers in technology. They want to strengthen community outreach, and they want also to broaden their supplier network and create inclusive product. So those 4 commitments will help Google to attract people from different backgrounds and experiences, but also to show to the people, to show to the customers and to the world that they're very into diversity and that they want very to include everyone, which we said before, diversity and inclusion are very critical for them, and that will then lead them to the success that they are seeking right now. So if we look at just a couple of numbers of diversity at Google, so those numbers are from 2017, so it's very recent. So we can see the repartition of the percentage of employees at Google. So you can see that 69% of employees in 2017 were male, while the rest was female. And then we can see, well, diverse ethnicity just in the US of the employees at Google. So you can see that 56% of employees here are white, 35 are Asian, black. There's 2% of black people working in Google, 4% Hispanic, and then we see the Native American, Pacific Islanders, and two or more others ethnicity at 4%. So yes, there's quite diversity in the workforce in Google, but like we said, they're not where they want to be right now. So they're working to have more diversity and be more diverse in their company. They're working towards that goal right now. They're doing the right thing, but just as 2017, that were the number about the diversity in Google. So the next chapter is chapter 12, motivation. So now Google, we can see that they have quite a unique approach to motivate their employees. They're giving perks. They're like I said, they're focusing a lot on functions of managers such as interpersonal skills, the human relationships, interpersonal relationships. They want to build strong relationships between the workers, but also between the high ups, the higher at Google, the managers and stuff, and the employees. Just like they're all one. They're all one group. So that's a way that they're doing so. But there's a lot of different ways, and I've taken a couple of interesting ones, and I'm just going to show you how Google motivate them. So as you can see, the first one, well, they give affordable yet amazing perks and benefits. So they offer normal extrinsic rewards such as dental benefits and insurance, but there's a couple more that are more enjoyable and more real different than others, such as they reimburse up to $5,000 for legal expenses, maternity benefits of a maximum of 18 weeks of at about 100% pay. So that's very interesting for employees that are just having a child right now recently, and they have that amazing perk about that. There's the Googleplex. At the Googleplex, there's an on-site doctor. So when you work, you have a doctor that is present there all the time. If you don't feel great, you think there's something bad happening, you just go walk there, go see the doctor, and just at your workplace. You don't have to wait at a line or at the emergency at the hospital. Will wait for hours and hours. You just come to your workplace and go see a doctor, and that's very amazing as a perk. There's also free fitness center and a trainer also there, the facility to wash your clothes. That's very diverse, that's very unique from Google, and that's why people love to work there, and they're very motivated to go there and work and do their best. And there is also lunch and dinner available free of charge. Very interesting perks. There's something that is called right here, voice and value. So democracy prevails with employees having a considerable voice at Google. So Google are going a voice to their employees to be heard. So Google won't be making decisions every time all by themselves. Surely they will take some more important ones by themselves, but they're gonna ask their employees what they think about some of the projects, some of the ideas, and how they do so. Well, they host a forum each Fridays to answer the 20 most asked questions and then pitched ideas to the employees. So that's a very good way for employees to be involved in the company. So they'll feel they belong there, and they'll feel that they have an importance in decisions of what's going on at Google. There's also transparency. So the Googlers, or the employees, if we can say so, they are the greatest assets of the company. So from the company's perspective, It's a very great way to show their employees that you trust them by identifying them as your greatest assets. So the employees, the Googlers, will say, well, we're very important for them. So we're going to do as best as possible, as best as we can to give the best, better service possible and our best work as possible. So that's another interesting and very unique way for Google to identify their employees as their greatest assets, so which motivates them to do the best they can, and even more, and even further than that. There is also freedom of when and how work is done. So Google, they're not very looking at the hours of an employee and just following them. You need to do your hours each day, 8 hours per day. No, 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 no. No, they're not working that way. The employees are allowed a very big discretion on the hours of work. So it's just you can work just 4 hours on Mondays, 8 on Tuesdays, 5 on Wednesdays. They don't matter. They just want the work to be done. And the company also permits each of the employees to take 1 day in the week, 1 day, which is quite a lot, to do something else different from the work that they like, that is unrelated to work. And sometimes most of Google unique products, services, ideas come from those days where employees are just focusing on other projects that is unrelated to work, and then that pops up as very out of the box and very different, and the company uses in the end. So it's a very good way for the company to have new products, new services that's very different. But it's also another way to just free the mind of their employees, tell them, well, take a day, do what you want, work on personal project, which makes the employees feel very comfortable, and that's very unique. That's not something that you see in every company. So the workers are very motivated to work on those personal projects, and the fact that the company allows them to do so, well, when they'll come back to the actual work, well, they'll be happy that they've been able to work on other things, and they'll do the best they can to thank the company, and then to still have that day afterwards. They also have flexibility. Like I've just explained, well, they are allowed to take projects that they like, whether it's business oriented or only for personal purposes. So just flexibility here and freedom, we could combine them because they're quite related. The day that you do what you want, you can do related personal projects or just another idea that you have for the company that you want to do it on your own, and they'll show them afterwards. So that's another way that Google motivates its employees. You also have inspiring work. Google does not give repetitive work that just gets boring and boring and boring after all days, weeks, months, years. No, they give work that is fun, inspiring, and motivating to their employees because they're all fascinated by technology, by programs, softwares, by the internet as a whole. So all those people are working strong, they're working hard together to get the best they can, but also working on projects and work that is not fun, that it's boring. Well, you're not motivated and you're not effective and efficient when you do that. So Google gives most fun work possible to their employees so they'll be motivated to do the best they can, and not only because they have to, because they like it. So that's another way for Google to make sure that people loves coming at work in mornings and just wants to work. That's what they want. And 20% of free work per week is something that is very appreciated by the employees. So it's again the freedom of when and how work is done and the flexibility. It's all related together. Employees appreciate that a lot, to have that day of the week that you can do what you want. So you're very motivated, you're very focused on working hard and on doing the best you can. And also something that we saw from videos in the past, that Google has a very unconventional workplace. The designs there is very different. The atmosphere is fun. It's just like you're a family. You're all friends together. You come to the place. It's very unconventional. You have a fun place. Like you said, free food, and then a doctor. It's very different than all the other companies, and that's what makes Google so unique, and that people loves to work there, and they're motivated to to wake up in the morning saying, yes, I'm going to work. So that's another way that Google makes their employees feel comfortable, feel that they belong there, feel that it's fun to work, motivating, inspiring to work, that they're developing themselves as professionals but as humans too. And and I tip my hat to Google for that, because it's a very great work. So to conclude of everything I've just said, if we just take three different points and just summarize that, Google mainly focuses on the interpersonal functions and skills of the managers. And in the end, this helps them to motivate the employees. So that's a great way, unique way to do this. They also use various ways to motivate employees, such as giving amazing perks and giving the Googlers a considerable voice and flexibility. So whether it's from the forums on each Fridays to talk about the 20 frequently asked questions, or only the 3 day per week when you can do everything. That's very unique and very different. I know I've said it a lot, but it very is. So that's something very interesting to look into when you look at a broader picture, and then you go more in depth. You say, wow, Google's very doing an amazing job to motivate their employees. And finally, well, like I said at the beginning of the video, Google wants to have best diversity as possible. And right now they don't have it, but they're working very hard to do so, and they're heading in the right direction. We look at the numbers a bit. Yes, mainly it's white people that work there, and everything. Google wants to balance that and show the world that, well, inclusion and diversity, well, that's values that are very critical for us, and it's very critical for their success too. So they're very working into it to have the best and seek the best diverse workforce as possible, but also to maintain it. And that's very important for them. So that's why, in general, Google is one of the best, if not the best company to work for, because they're very interested in make you inspired and motivated to work, but they want also everyone from everywhere, from every backgrounds and experience possible, to come in, do the best they can, and enjoy themselves. So that's why Google is one of the best companies.